definitely don't do this with the pets or the babies around. That takes tremendous grip strength. Outstanding. Thanks, Rick. Good job. So those are the basics of the swings. Okay, so if you guys have any questions, all you have to do is log on to www.macebell.com, and myself, Mitch, Rick, Austin, who will be in a minute, all of us are going to be there, and a ton of other people. Everybody's very encouraging and happy to help, and it's free. So you can watch videos, you can upload your own videos for critique, and there's forums as well. All right, we are going to now do some of our midline stability exercises that are really difficult to do with anything besides a mace bell. The first thing we're going to do is introduce you to Austin. Austin, say hi. We're going to walk the plank, is what it's called, and it's just basically a play on words, being a plank where you hold yourself out on your elbows. You see it a lot in like yoga and Pilates. Well, this is pretty difficult to do. So, Austin, why don't you go ahead? We like to have people do 10 reps. We're just going to do 5 or 6 for demonstration purposes now. And make sure you got a good non-slip surface. You put the mace bell down and you walk your hands down to where you're in a plank, and both hands touch the bell. It's pretty difficult. It takes a lot of core strength to be able to do that. And you work that a few times. Now, the trick is you're having to balance, and you'll find out when you try this on your own, you're having to balance through your grip strength and your core, because that thing gets really squirrely as you start going down. Okay, that's good, Austin. Now the next exercise you do is you simply do the same thing, but you're going to do it backwards. You walk all the way down, touch your head, and then touch your hands to the bell, and then walk back up. That's one. And that's it. So you're working a bridging exercise. You're using the forward bend and a backward bend. It's very simple. Again, this one you want to do for a minimum of 10. It is a great back exercise. Okay, that's good, Austin. Now the next one that you can do for your core midline stability is called a seated kayak. This one, all you do is you simply take a seated position, you elevate your legs up about a couple inches off, just like that. You grab low on the mace bell, and then you're just going to start kayaking, rowing back and forth. And you'll do that for as many reps as you can handle. Usually we try to go to 50 or 100. The other thing you can do, and I'll show you when we change weights, let's switch. This is the bigger mace bell, this is the 15 kilo, he was just using the 10 kilo. It gets pretty difficult to do. And so the main thing is to get that twist going while keeping the legs up, and you'll start feeling it in your abs, you'll feel it in your arms. It's pretty comprehensive exercise. That's it, awesome. Thanks. Okay, so those are the exercises for midline stability. There are a few others, but we won't go into them yet on this DVD. There's a tremendous amount of work that you can do with your center, with the mace bell. Almost everything you do, including the 360s and the 10 to 2s, also work your midline stability tremendously. Okay, so the next thing that we're going to do is called a Molnar, and it's spelled very weird. It doesn't. It's not phonetic. It's M-J-O-L-L-N-I-R, and it's a reference to Norse mythology. Actually, Thor is the name of his hammer. Anyway, it's similar to a sledgehammer workout because, and those of you that actually own a mace bell can attest to this, it's completely different, a mace bell, than a sledgehammer. The torque and the centrifugal force vectors, they're completely different than having a sledgehammer. So you'll find that you can use a sledgehammer kind of to approximate some of the exercises you do with the Mace bell, but they're not long enough, one, and they're not heavy enough, two. And you'll see how that plays out when we do Molnars against the tire. So can you guys roll this tire out here? We've got a nice tractor tire that we can use. Thanks, guys. Okay, Austin, can you come on out here? And we're going to have you do with a 10 kilo, just simple hammers against the tire. So what you'll see is it's almost like chopping wood or hitting with a sledgehammer, or like when you're at the carnival and you've got that big mallet, you got to make the thing go up to the belt. It's the same thing. So go ahead and you're gonna watch what he does. He's gonna switch his grip as well each rep. See how he's getting a little bit of air? He's really putting all his weight into it on top of the weight generated by the Mace. Now this typically you will want to do for time. So you'll set a time 2-3 minutes and see how many reps you can get in that 2 or 3 minutes. Good quality reps. That'll definitely get your heart pumping. Okay, that's good. Thanks, Austin. So that's Molnars. Those are pretty difficult to do. You can do them with any size. If you do it with the 15, you're really going to get a workout. But you can also do it with a 5 if you're looking to do more of a wood chopping type of exercise. Again, excellent for your grip, excellent for your heart and your lungs. Okay, so we now are going to go to another grip strength feat, but it's also an exercise. This is something that you can definitely wow your friends with. Be careful that they don't end up coconutting themselves in the head when you're doing it, because this is, like I said, respect the weight. The other thing that you may want to invest in on top of the Mace belt, it's the only other piece of equipment you probably will want, is some chalk. You're going to get some pretty nasty calluses anyway. You'll get them on the fingers, like when you do a lot of pull-ups, but you're also going to get one right here. Chalk is going to help you, especially when you start doing 100, 150 swings. You don't want to sweat. That's what causes the friction, and you're going to tear your hands up pretty bad. That being said, let's do some levering. Okay, Rick, you want to come in? We'll have you try it with the 10. So this is a pretty traditional exercise. You just want to make sure you don't coconut yourself in the head. You just basically hold it straight up, and you try to lever it back to your nose. And back up. That is very difficult. He's got tremendous grip strength to be doing that with a 10 kilo. So again, that's levering. It's definitely good for your grip strength, but it's also very impressive when you demonstrate it to somebody and then have them try it. Just make sure you're spotting to make sure that they don't hit themselves in the face. Okay, so the next exercise is called a grave digger, and you can understand why once you see the motion, but what you're going to do, this grip that he has a under-over grip. This is going to be a common grip that we use when we start doing other things besides swings with the Mace belt. As you can see, he's kind of got a stance like a hockey goalie. He's down, his legs bent, his knees are slightly bent, his arms are ready. He's going to use a lot of hips to get this up, and this is another one you want to get some high reps with. So let's go ahead and start. You're going to swing it up, and notice the weight-bearing arm, in this case his left arm, the arm stays straight, and you bring it all the way up. The bicep, again, needs to go near the ear. Again, you're kind of throwing it with the hips, just like you're shoveling, and hence the name, grave diggers. Go ahead and switch sides. Again, under and over grip. That's it. You just want to make sure that weight goes nice and back behind you. So you have to activate the core. Wonderful. And that is grave diggers. Thanks, Austin. Okay, so we've shown that you can use the Mace belt for grip strength. You can use it for midline stability and core. I'm also going to show you how you can use it for metabolic conditioning, basically to get your heart rate up and get your lungs kind of burning. You could use the 5 kilo, you can use the 10 kilo. The 15 kilo is going to give you the most versatility on this, and you'll see why. So basically take your Mace belt and you lay it down. And Mitch, you can come on out. You're just going to lay it down. And when you first start, again, this is another one timed just like the Molnars. You're going to start, go ahead and stand right towards the end. You're going to go all the way to the end of the lever on the Mace belt. And you're just going to start jumping. Go ahead and back and forth. 2 minutes, that's it. Now, what you want to do is you do the same with Molnars. You go 2 minutes, and you want to see how many repetitions you get. So you can count yourself. You can have a friend count. This will definitely get your heart rate going. So once you feel like you've gotten to your maximum jump rate, then you can start incrementing your way back towards the bell of the Mace belt, which means you have to jump much higher. This is very difficult to maintain a pace. Just make sure you don't trip or wipe out, but as long as you keep focused and you keep running for 2 minutes, you're going to be in great shape. And obviously, as you reach plateaus, you can change it in 3 minutes, 4 minutes, 5 minutes.